The Mysterious Disappearance of Cooch Chang, a tragic true crime documentary. Welcome to a tale drenched in suspense, shrouded by the unknown, and veiled by the shadows of history. This is the story of Cooch Chang, a man who vanished in the dead of night, leaving behind an empty house, a scattering of eerie clues, and whispers that refuse to fade away. In this chilling documentary, we unravel the threads of his disappearance, exploring the clues, theories, and sinister possibilities. Prepare yourself, because in the world of mysteries like this, the answers may never come. Cooch Chang was, by all accounts, an enigma, a quiet, solitary figure in a remote, misty town overlooked by time. He lived in a dilapidated house on the outskirts, surrounded by dense woods that seemed to swallow the light. Locals described him as both gentle and peculiar, a man who kept to himself but who always carried an unnerving air of secrecy. But what was it about Cooch that really drew whispers? Some say it was the strange objects he carried home from the woods, odd trinkets, bones, and peculiar carvings that seemed to glow under the moonlight. Others believed he was involved in something far darker, rituals or dealings with forces most dare not speak of. He was a man who belonged to the shadows. On a stormy night, long after the town had gone to bed, something strange happened. No one saw Cooch Chang leave his home. No strangers were spotted walking down the abandoned roads. But by morning, his neighbors noticed the unusual quiet coming from his house, a deep, unsettling silence. When they stepped inside, the scene was chilling. Cooch's dinner table was set for one. A warm plate of untouched food sat by a single chair, and a lantern sputtered weakly on the counter. There were no signs of a struggle, no indication that he had intended to leave. Yet, Cooch was gone. It was as if the man had evaporated into thin air. In the days that followed, the town was consumed by a storm of speculation. Where did Cooch Chang go? How could he vanish without a trace? Theories began to bloom like weeds in the minds of the townspeople, each one more unnerving than the last. Some believed that Cooch had grown tired of his life in the small town and simply chose to leave. Perhaps he was running from something or someone. Was there a secret buried in his past that had finally caught up with him? Or did he decide to restart elsewhere entirely, vanishing to escape a life he no longer wanted? But there were flaws in this theory. Cooch's house appeared untouched, with evidence suggesting he had intended to return. Dinner was waiting, his lantern flickered through the night, and no money or belongings were missing. A man planning to leave would not have left such a calm, yet eerie scene. Could Cooch Chang have been the target of malicious intent? This small, quiet town was usually free of violence, but his reclusive nature fueled rumors. If someone wanted to harm him, it's unlikely anyone would have noticed their movements in the dead of night. Did he know something he wasn't supposed to? Could an antagonist have slipped into his home that fateful evening, silenced him, and removed all trace of their actions? The evidence is slim, but the unanswered question lingers. Why was his disappearance so clean, leaving behind no struggle, no sound, no trail? The most chilling theory is one that reaches beyond human understanding. Many in the town spoke of strange happenings surrounding Cooch in his final days. Lights seen flickering in his window late at night, strange sounds emanating from his woodshed, and his growing obsession with collecting mysterious objects. Was Cooch the victim of something otherworldly? Could some ancient malevolent force have claimed him as its own? The echoes of local folklore only added to the tension. Supposedly, the woods near Cooch's home were cursed, places where spirits wandered and the boundaries between worlds could dissolve. Did he stumble upon something he was never meant to see? The clues left behind in Cooch Chang's house only deepened the mystery. His half-eaten dinner held no strange substances. The flickering lantern, still standing as if placed defiantly against the dark, revealed nothing. Yet there was a strange quiet in the air, a suffocating stillness that visitors described as unnatural, almost heavy with foreboding. One strange detail stood out. On the floor near his table were faint scuff marks, almost as if furniture had been moved or dragged. Could this have been the key to his disappearance? Or was it simply the wear and tear of an aging home? The police investigation, though diligent, turned up little. Forensic evidence was scarce, and there were no eyewitnesses to provide clarity. With no body, no motive, and no suspects, the officers could only do so much. Eventually, the case went cold, leaving the mystery to be swallowed by rumor and speculation. As years passed, the story of Cooch Chang evolved into whispered legend. Conspiracy theorists and mystery lovers revisited the case time and time again, each trying to solve the puzzle. Some claim to have spotted his figure in distant cities, an echo of a man who wanted to vanish. Others have insisted that his disappearance was staged, possibly the result of a larger cover-up. The paranormal explanations couldn't be silenced either. Investigators and enthusiasts examined every corner of his property, seeking evidence of the supernatural. They found strange symbols carved into the floorboards of his shed. Was this a clue, or yet another piece of the town's growing folklore? The disappearance of Cooch Chang left a permanent scar on his town. Neighbors no longer stayed up late, fearing what might come in the night. Locks on doors were reinforced, and the woods near his home became a forbidden territory whispered about by children and avoided by adults. His story became a metaphor for everything unknown and frightening, a tale to keep curiosity contained and caution alive. The case remains unsolved. Cooch Chang's story refuses to sink into obscurity because it ignites something in us all, a curiosity for the unknown and a fear of the unseen. Why did he vanish? Was he taken by someone or something? Was he a victim of forces beyond comprehension, or simply a man seeking escape? The answers may never come, and perhaps that is what makes this story linger in the minds of mystery lovers everywhere. So what do you think happened to Cooch Chang? Did he flee, leaving his life behind? Was he the target of a sinister foe? Or could it be something far darker, far stranger that carried him away? The beauty of a story like this is that it leaves space for us to wonder. It allows us to explore the shadows where reality twists into imagination. As the fog settles on Cooch's empty house and the woods beyond grow colder with every passing year, one thing is certain. Not all mysteries are meant to be solved. Perhaps disappearance in itself is its own haunting answer. The mystery awaits your thoughts. Share them, but tread lightly. Some secrets, after all, are best left undisturbed.